everyone, it's Michelle from Scrap Secrets and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to be using the Kindred Stamps set Turtley Awesome to create a slimline birthday card for my brother. The card measures 3.5 by 8 3/4, and here's what it looks like. The first thing that I did was do the front piece, and it's a piece of black cardstock that measures 3.25 by 8 3/4. So it goes the whole length, but it does not go the whole width of the card. Now I'm using a Kindred Stamps stencil, and I believe it's called something grate. I will leave that in the more information section below, with some Hickory Smoke Distress Oxide and the Rabbit Hole Designs blending brushes. Now this stencil is not a slimline stencil, so I'm actually going to have to move it down, and I apologize. I didn't realize that I was off camera when I did this, but it's really easy to line up. So I'm just going to move it down and ink the rest of it up. Now I did create 3 of these panels the exact same size because I mess up on the stamping and I have to cover it up. I used 110-pound cardstock for the base, and I had it folded over. So I had it folded in the card position when I went to stamp it in the Tim Holtz platform, and it just didn't work. I'll talk about that in a minute. So this is a lawn fawn die that cuts out 3 windows into your card front. I believe it's for slimline cards only. I don't think you can fit it on a regular. It might be able to fit on an A7, but it's definitely not on a 4.25 by 5.5. So the one thing that I did here that I wouldn't do again is I actually opened the windows and then I used my bone folder to kind of burnish that mark. I wouldn't do that again because these windows don't kind of close back on themselves. You'll see what I mean at the end when I put the card all together. I actually probably would have just folded them over but not actually burnished it. So now I'm using 110-pound Recollections cardstock as the card base. I started off with a craft card base and then decided, nope, I'm actually going to use a white card base. This was a disaster from the beginning. So many things went wrong in this. I actually started off making a completely different card for him. It was one of those pop-up ones. It was the one that Marie Walton did for our interactive hop. I tried doing that and I messed it up so bad. So I decided to just go with this one, and then I messed up a couple other things. So you see here, I'm placing that piece of pattern paper that I created over top of it and just plopping 3 of the turtles into place. Not plopping, placing them. But you can see here, this is how I put it in the Tim Holtz platform, and it didn't stamp out correctly. I double stamped, it moved, and then I opened the card and still used the Tim Holtz platform, which I don't love, but my Misty was upstairs. So I stamped those 3 images out, colored them in with Copic markers, didn't bother to show you guys that because you guys have seen me Copic color before, but you see on the inside where I messed up. So I'll show you the cover up of that. So this is just a scrap piece of white cardstock. I don't even know the measurements for it. It just fit on the inside, and I inked it up on the edges with the Hickory Smoke Distress Oxide, the same one that I used for the 3 pieces that I did with the grate on it. Now, the turtles live in the sewers, and I just thought that that grate would be very appropriate for it. That's why I picked it. So here's that white piece of cardstock again, and I'm going to use the Happy Birthday Dude sentiment that comes in that Turtley Awesome set. Use the Hickory Smoke Distress Oxide and ink it up. Now, I usually only stamp with Distress Oxides when I use my Stamp Perfect or my Misty or something like that, because I don't get a great impression the first time. And I apologize for my lighting. I really have to figure out how to fix this. It looks good when I'm doing it, and then when I go to do the voiceovers, it just doesn't, I don't know, something happens. So I'm using my ATG to put glue on the back of these other 2 pieces that I created the exact same way that I created the front. So I didn't videotape that again because you guys saw partially how I did the first one, and I apologize. This is not a great process video, but I wanted to put the video up because I thought the card came out so cute. So I just glued those 2 pieces down, and then I'm going to glue on the sentiment piece. And that's basically the end of the card. I know this was a shorter video than a lot of my videos, but I didn't put the coloring in or anything. Oh, I hope that you enjoyed this card. If you have any comments or questions, please feel free to leave them below. And I will see you guys again real soon in another video. Bye!